10 years later today, is we have four teams, approximately 100 playing members. We have a team in Division 1, 4, 6 and 7. So I guess...
Well done.
We're pretty proud of getting to Division 1 in a pretty quick trajectory, so we believe that's a good achievement.
So just to cut in. So we've got Ryan. Ryan's the treasurer at Brunswick, and Simon is the past manager and current Division 1 bowler. So he's not a bad bowler. So thank you for coming along tonight. Look forward to hearing your story.
Okay. So in the past 3 or 4 years, we've had a paid qualified coach. That just, I guess, helps to bring on the new bowlers, and we do have a lot of barefoot bowlers that we convert. This year we've had an assistant coach as well to also help with bringing through the new players. Over the past 10 years, we've spent approximately $800,000 on renovations to our club. So maybe we can just flick through these pretty quick.
Yeah.
So we were running out of space. Our verandas used to end here, so we did reclaim part of the green just to give us some more space. I guess over the last 10 years too, we work really closely with the council. So we've received a partnership grant of approximately $44,000 4 times in the past 10 years. So we've a lot of concreting works to bring the front of our club to look like this. That was our old bar 10 years ago. That was gutted. That was our old kitchen. Oh, actually, I don't have a photo of the bar. It's on fine. That was a dead space that we've had that we've built a deck into. Had some plate glass windows. These were replaced with some opening windows, so you can be inside the club and you hear all the colour and movement outside. Just renovations to the clubhouse, polished floor. We have a driveway. You guys might have seen the club over the years. Driveway at the western end of our club, which is now turned into a deck area. Western end of the club, we had no shade, so we've now built a shade structure that goes over the western end of our club that seats the patrons. Fixed our lights. They were old technology. That's all been fixed to maintain the contemporary lighting. Northern Bank. No.
That's another one.
It's on the other photo. I had some technical issues with photos. This is all funded by Barefoot Bowling. So we do approximately 15,000 barefoot bowlers a year. All on the grass greens, brings in a lot of characters. Our greens take a little bit of a beating, but they hold up quite well. People barbecues. Social comps is something we do. So we get barefoot bowlers to enrol in social comps. A lot of these people, they play pennant rules, and it's quite easy to tap these guys on the shoulder and ask them to play pennant, fill in, because you've already learnt the rules. And that's same sort of idea as Middle Park. This has all been built by new bowlers, and we have quite a young squad as well, just because we're growing. We've had to grow from scratch, so we've also been able to do a lot of things without a lot of resistance at our club. Having 15 members, all the new members basically have been brought up with the place being really busy. So we have never had a lot of resistance from anything that's been a little bit traditional. Okay. So we've also built and registered a kitchen, so we do food now. So last year we did approximately $60,000 turnover just in catering. And it's probably over to you for a bit.
Sure. So something else we've done is that we've realised that you need to get a database. We did start doing some marketing things, people are online more. So what we've done is obviously exporting all your emails out of Outlook is a great way to get a quick database. You can send them email campaigns. It's been really popular. If you have an event coming up, it's really great to send them something, and you'll be amazed how many people just write back or come along. It's also really important to have a Facebook account. If you post an event or whatever you're doing on Facebook, at least maybe you built something, put it on there, get some likes and feeds. You get a lot of people liking the page, and then you have someone to talk to. That's the biggest problem. We all sit here and try and create a club vibe, but then who listens? Just us. So it's about expanding who you're talking to. If you have Facebook, it's also important. You can split your public page and a closed members page, because if we're honest, the public doesn't really care about the banter that we have to talk about, but we all love it. So have a place for that, and have a place for what you want to talk to people about externally. You can tell them what's going on, how fun the club is, and create that vibe that you're talking about. We have always, or since I've been there for the past sort of 4 years and manager for about 3.5 or so, there's always been a full-time staff member before me as well, and there's always been about 8 casual staff. It's this vibe that if you're running the bar, you're running the bar. You got to have someone there at all times. You got to have someone who's a friendly face. They become the absolute face of the club. If they can walk up and get a drink easily enough, chances are they'll walk back and buy 2 more. It's that easy. If they have to wait, you'll lose them, and they won't stay as long. So that's really important. It's also important, touching on the same vibe, is treat your club like a venue. It's not necessarily just a bowls club. People pigeonhole that a lot, but if you can change the perception of that, have some music playing, all sorts of things is really important to the tone. Club culture, I'll let Ryan talk about it. He's seen more of it, but you touched on it before.
Yeah, so the culture of our club, we've come from a very low base of members. We've brought in a lot of young people, so we have a young demographic. So the sort of median age for our members is about 40. So they're barefoot, yeah, as I said, it's all created mainly off the back of barefoot bowling.
What's your income, roughly?
Charles?
Talking anywhere between 500 and 700. Back in the days when I was president, we were talking $15,000 to $18,000.
Yeah. So when I started, the turnover was $67,000. So yeah, we're heading in the direction Middle Park's heading as well.
You get a lot of people from that inner area around your place. You've got a lot of flats and units and so on that you're drawing people from. Do you have?
Not as much.
Really?
We haven't probably capitalised on that in a huge way as yet.
Yeah.
So
Just jump into that.
Do you have
jump into
any
that,
pubs,
yeah.
like a local pub around that area that you
No, in fact, we're in a strange location. We're completely off the track. The main streets of Lygon Street, the popular end is actually about 1.5 km away. So the pub that was closest to us closed down, doesn't work very well. So we're actually a bit of a destination place. People don't walk by, we have no foot traffic. So every bit of people we get in, we often ask them as well. You can walk up and down, there might be 250 odd people there, and we ask them where are you guys from. And Craigieburn, Melton, all sorts of places, Pakenham,
Ringwood.
some from the city, but I tell you what, the people who come from Brunswick, 5% if you're lucky. And
For
most of
functions,
those, for functions, a lot of those people just walk in for a drink and they don't become members or anything, they're just hopping around for a cheap beer.
So, sorry, I know I'm on board here. You've got a main green, which is that end, and then you use your other green for your barefoot bowl, so it doesn't matter whether they run amok on it?
Yeah, so one of them's pretty much indestructible, it goes really well. You have about 4 to 5 rinks depending on
That's a
rotation.
cooch on
That's
a
the
sand
one
base.
You walk straight in onto.
Yeah.
4 ring. It's a 4-5 rinker, yeah.
Yeah. So on Saturdays we have Pennant on the big one, social on the other. We have 2 slots, one goes till 5, 12 till 5, and then you swap it from 5 till 10. And then at 5 till 10, the competition green is also sold out for social functions as well.
Oh, really? So
Yeah.
you don't mind?
No, it doesn't matter. And if you look at the wear lines, Pennant does more damage than barefoot bowlers.
The wear is from
Because
90%
when we move them,
of the
it's
wear.
only Pennant gets 1 line, and that one is rotten. The other ones, fine. They bowl for an hour, half an hour, get bored, start drinking.
Some of them
It's
don't.
not
even
about
bowl.
bowling.
Out of 15,000 barefoot bowlers that we have through our club, 5,000 of them don't even bowl, and they pay 15 to $20 per person.
Depending on time of year.
Just one point while we've guys are talking on it, it is attitude of the members, the older fraternity, who really have their principles, and there's nothing wrong with that, but need to be able to relax the principles, to be able to see that you can get the younger fraternity in the bowls club. That's the hardest part. So if you don't change your attitude, and I've been with Brunswick for over just on 25 years now, you've got to relent to keep the club going, but still have principles to follow up on.
The other thing, Ryan, I think you also said that 10 years ago you didn't pay for a greenkeeper.
No, we had a volunteer greenkeeper and probably the worst greens in Australia. So, yeah, we do have...
one problem, right?
Oh, yeah?
The colours, they can play.
Yeah, he's coming for you too for the rating. Yes, Diane?
I remember years ago you used to have a women's team.
Yes.
You've got women's back in your side, your clubhouse now?
Yes, actually, I've got a note of that. I've just skimmed over that. But 2007, one team, no ladies.
That's right.
So now we have, out of our 100 members on Saturday pennant, we also have a midweek pennant for the first time in however long. We have 20 ladies that play in our Saturday pennant, mixed through all the sides. We have two ladies that play in our Division 1 side as well. So yeah, up to 20 now. So the culture's allowed the ladies to come back and feel welcome and be able to enjoy themselves as well.
So do you have many old school traditional bowlers?
I'm probably the oldest.
Charles. No, but Charles he is very good for us out in our committee because he does just hold us back a little bit because we can go much harder, and he says maybe just think about it, and it's invaluable to have Charles on our board. Our president is under 40 years old. All the committee, most of the committee is sub 45, sub 50. So, but we've had to, as I said, we started the club with nearly no members, so it's all just been this growth without a lot of the traditional bowlers being at the club. Okay, moving on. We also now have solar, 20 kilowatt solar panel system covering our roof, which was fully supported in by the Moreland Council. So we can maybe give you some details on that program. After the meeting. So Simon and I, over the last year or so, we've just seen how powerful the barefoot bowling can be for a club. So we've also made a website to possibly help some other clubs.
Right, I'll talk about this. So we just noticed what's important is when you get a booking, how to convert that booking inquiry into an actual booking. It's all well and good getting them in, but you need to be able to convert them and have a high conversion rate in doing so. So we've noticed that we do pretty well at this. We have a structure in place, and we're just thinking that how can we help other clubs to first get those inquiries, because a lot of people don't have a presence. And like I said before, we get found often just by people Google searching, and all of a sudden they end up at our club. So we created a website where we thought people could plug in their closest suburb, and it would actually help people get locals into their clubs rather than us stealing everyone away to Brunswick.
Rather than us having people from
Yeah.
Craigieburn and Melton at our club.
Yeah, and it's just a way to help people out. So this is set up. You can plug it. I'll just click over to the next button for you, but you can just put a suburb in, and for argument's sake, Aberfeldy, that's one of the club pages as an example. When you search for Aberfeldy, it comes up with a list of bowling clubs, shows you how many nearby, and you can go through. People can click the different club pages. Since we're putting in Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, soon to be Perth. The listings are free. You can jump on. It's number 1 on Google for barefoot bowls Melbourne, lawn bowls parties, heaps of other terms. There's a flyer here. Take it. See how you can create a listing. It's very easy.
I've created 50 of them in this area.
Yeah.
So chances
are you've all got
here today, we have a listing for your club. Just in their own time.
Yeah, jump on, punch in your suburb and have a look. You'll find your own listing. If you want to change some of the content, we've just written it for you because it's easier. If you want to change it, let us know. We can talk about other things you might want to highlight in your club.
The other thing is photos are really important.
Yeah.
If you have good photos, people are going to be more interested in booking with you.
Which is all about the online presence, right? So sometimes it's not just about having a website, because maybe the website is not inviting. So you need to have, this is a really easy way to have a nice looking face of a club. And then think about your website, because people can click back to your website as well, or they can call straight from here, or they can send an inquiry form which goes down and it goes directly through the bowling clubs. So we get CC'd on all these inquiries and it just looks like that. People just fill out what they want to do, you get an email, you call them back, it's nothing to do with us, we're just passing everything on. It's just a way to get, it's a really accessible way to get bookings. So that's us. If you wanted to get found, anything like that, and of course there's also options as well. What do you do once you get the inquiry? And you need to really set your bowling club up for functions is a really important part of this. If you get an inquiry, get back to them quickly. Chances are people are looking at 3 to 5 other clubs at the very same time. If you go back to them, call them and close the deal, just get them in there. They don't care where they go necessarily, they're just happy to go somewhere. So help them with that. They've called you, they want to come. Make it easy.
Do you restrict your functions, like 18s and 21st?
Yeah, we try and avoid it. We screen them as best as possible, only because, and you can just blame it on liquor licensing. If you do that, you have to get security, and you can just price them out if you want. Is the easiest way to do it, rather than telling them we don't do that, because then some people kick up a stink and say you can't tell the smell and stuff like this. So there's definitely a way to do it.
No.
Yeah.
We probably do a 21st from 12 till 5, but from 5 onwards, definitely not.
Roughly, what do you charge for your hall hire or your function room or your hall?
So we generally do per person pricing. We go on peak periods. So November, December and January is $20 a head. Every other month is $15 a head.
Whether you bowl.
Like if you were going to have a wedding or a rock and roll night there,
Same.
just $20 a head.
Do it the same. Sometimes in winter we negotiate a deal and call it a flat 500 for the sake of getting someone in, because again we have no foot traffic, people don't know about us, they're not going to walk in, so you might as well get something out of them as well. And then obviously drinks and food is always extra.
And we're not quite like Middle Park. We're more, it's bowls till dark, it's last drinks at dark, and then we're done. So we don't,
10 o'clock.
we're in a bit of a residential area. So we're in summer, we're generally last drinks by 9:30. So we're not about hanging around there till midnight.
Yeah.
Good.
And we've got, we do have pubs and wine bars and a little bit further away nightclubs. Just send them on their way. It's time to go. So
Yeah, just treat it as a pre-drink venue.
yeah,
So
it's not a late night venue. We don't do late night.
yeah.
So,
Look, we've got a sheet here. There's a little cheat sheet. Tick off the things that you need to do in your club. Have music, have all these things. Just grab it on your way out. If you want some extra, there's a consulting thing that we do. But really, it's really easy. Turn the music on, get back to inquiries, have someone at the bar. Define your function spaces as well. Know how many people can fit in a corner. And that way you can book 10 different functions at once. That's what you do. The more people you can cram in there, there's a comfortable feeling space, the better. You just make way more money.
So we don't go by rink, it's per person. We'll book 40 people on one rink, but we'll put them in a spot. We're busy, they pay $800 and they have their one rink and they might go, it goes for 4 hours and they'll all rotate. Half of them won't even bowl, but that's defining the space.
So you're getting more of the yuppie, whereas up at Buckley Park we get families or a local business might come along.
Sure, yeah.
It's more business.
Range.
It's just, again, Melbourne
A lot of
Storm,
business.
AFL clubs, Australia Post, Commonwealth Bank. It's just because they can pop. The receptionist goes, Barefoot Bowls Melbourne, boss wants me to book a party, clunk, Brunswick's #1, clunk. They cop him, they're sold. They're coming. So, FPOS as well. Everyone take FPOS?
Yeah.
Take Amex. It's worth it. Corporates want to pay with Amex.
Yeah.
So
So that's all the small things. So there's a lot of things you can do. Look in the back of your bar and everything. What do you stock? Have you got a couple of boutique beers? Are they reasonably priced? think about getting rid of this 80 cents and 20 cents and just even the cost. So when you do get busy, you can just fly the drinks out
It's
the door.
$1. Everything
People-
at
yeah.
our places within is $1, 2, 3, 4, 5, no change.
Yeah, keep it easy for yourselves and the bar staff as well, because when you get busy, it's frustrating to have to count 20s and
5-cent pieces.
no good. Yeah.
Do you use Facebook? Obviously, I was interested that you've done actually what we've done now, and that is split the members page
Yeah.
and the public page. Because what we want to say to members is not necessarily
That's right,
what the
yeah.
public wants to
No,
hear.
public's not interested.
yeah.
It looks like you.
Do you spend much money on Facebook advertising?
Not too much.
Yeah.
Occasionally I'll boost a post and do a bit of audience targeting or maybe a lookalike if you know what it's about. But really, if you post something, it gives you the option to boost. You press boost and you might plug in $20, $40, see how you go. You can drag your pin and it will say, I want to advertise to the surrounding 3 suburbs either side of me. And it goes out to more people than you thought it would ever. It's really quite cheap.
Yeah, we spend $50 to $200 a week on Facebook.
Yeah, and you can very easily, and you can target it really well for the entry level, hit boost and it goes, or you can do it really targeted, yeah. So yeah.
Very good, boys.
All right. Excellent.
I'd also just like to thank Fran and Andy and Ken and Diane and Peter and everyone else for all the hard work that they've done over the years as well. So we really appreciate it.